This is a great way to make a bunch of burgers all at once. So I have some ground beef in my mixer here. You could mix this up. You could do ground chicken, ground turkey. I just had some ground beef. I'm gonna season it up. Just add whatever spices you'd like right into the mix. Of course, you could do this by hand, but I figured I'll get the stand mixer out since I have about 3 pounds here. Just the regular suspects, salt, pepper, garlic, any of your favorite seasonings. I like when you have the sprinkle top. I usually just take the lid off and just dust some in there. My favorite thing about cooking is it's all improvisational. Well, some skill, some experience, and then the rest can be improv. A little more. And you know me, I like everything spicy, so we're gonna put a little chili pepper in here. But we really just wanna get that all mixed up, incorporated. When it comes to ground meat too, you don't wanna overwork it, so just make sure all those spices are evenly distributed and you're good to go. Seems a little odd that maybe we're using a mixer for this, but it really does take all the work out of this. Now the goal here, get this all in one flat surface. So this is basically a sheet pan burger. We're making a big flat meatloaf is what I like to call it. And then we're gonna turn that into hamburgers. Sometimes food prep is not pretty, but the end result is tasty. I like this because this is all the effort and work to make a ton of burgers. It's just mixing the meat up, getting it seasoned up, flattening it into a pan. I put parchment down on this first. This just helps things to not stick, contains the mess a little bit. Whenever I'm doing anything on a sheet pan, I'm putting down parchment or a silicone baking mat for most things. Sometimes you want that hot contact of the food on the pan, but for this is just the same. So this will shrink up a little bit. So you want one even flat layer all over. It'll shrink up just a bit in the oven, get really juicy. The thing I love about this too is this feeds a crowd. This is also great if you want a quick dinner. This cooks in no time in the oven. Super fast, super tasty, a little wacky, but that's what I love. You didn't have to stand in front of a stove flipping things over. I do love to grill a burger, it's fun, but when it gets too hot outside to grill or you're just trying to do something really quick, this is the method. Try to avoid any cracks, any mounds. Flatten it as much as you can. This is kind of like meat pizza. I've done a sheet pan pizza before, so it sounds a little wacky, but it's kind of the same thing. When you're rolling out individual burgers, they can be hard to portion. And then even if you get pre-made patties, those are usually kind of like flavorless. They're usually a little bit more expensive. You can just buy loose ground meat for a fraction of the cost of pre-made burgers. Oh, sheet pan. I love you. Let me count the ways. So just on your standard half sheet pan, this is about 3 pounds of meat. Works pretty perfectly. 1 mega burger! Of course, you could wear gloves or just use the back of a spatula to press this out too. That's looking good to me. I can smell all those spices in this already. Straight into the hot oven. While that's in the oven, it's the perfect time to do a little cleanup and prep all your toppings and ingredients and condiments. You wanna get some burger buns. I just have them arranged on another sheet tray, and then these are just gonna go in the oven in the last few minutes of cooking to toast them up. When in doubt, meat thermometer gets you the best results every time. All right, we got a little bit to go. Let's get some toasty buns. You, friend, are being removed. Look at that. I'm gonna drain off some of this juice first. Just do this carefully, gently. This still has a few more minutes to cook, but we wanna make cheeseburgers, so I'm gonna slap some cheese on, get it nice and melted while it finishes cooking. Now that our cheese is down, back to get melted. Check the toast factor on our buns. Ooh, perfect. All right, we just need to melt the cheese, cook that burger through, good to go. 3 minutes until dinner. Nice and toasted. Ooh, I need to get condiments out. What's a burger party without all the delicious toppings? Cheese is looking nice and gooey. Sometimes I even throw in some bacon on a sheet while the burgers are cooking, and then you can have bacon burgers at the same time, so you can really go wild with this. Add any toppings you want to. And that's it, we're set. These look juicy and fantastic. So cheesy, so melty. All right, I'm just gonna segment these now into burgers. So this isn't entirely unprecedented, a big square burger. This is just like, you know, who's famous for that? Wendy? Yeah. Shape isn't flavor. The burger will look delicious, taste delicious. And I made 12 burgers all at once in one pan, no mess, and it took me only a few minutes. So this was super fast. And the magic in this is everything is sized right. The cheese is kind of my ruler to cut the burgers. It's gonna be big enough to go on the buns and not be a tiny little thick burger or like a big flat burger that hangs over the side. That just gives you the perfect burger shape in the oven, no mess, no fuss. Let's build one of these. Right, I should take a poll. What should I put on the burger? A little bit of mayo. You need some kind of condiment when building a burger. You want something on the bottom to just act as glue so it's not super slippery. That is like a super toasty bun. I love these like brioche buns. They're so fluffy. So mayo, of course, to start. I'm a brown mustard fan. So I think I'm just gonna do a little brown on the bottom. There we go. I don't ever spread mustard or condiments out because like you put something on top, it smushes it anyways, but you do you. Watch, I'm gonna squirt ketchup all over this tray instead of on this bun. Let's get one of these served up. Now then when it comes to burgers, you can be an edge person, you center person. I'm gonna take this nice, perfect centerpiece, cheddar cheese, delicious. I messed up. We're gonna do a little swapperoo here cause my tip is always put your lettuce on the bottom. It acts as a barrier so that bottom bun doesn't get soggy. I almost forgot that part. I'm also a tomato fan, so I'm gonna do a slice of tomato and then we're gonna reinvert our burger back on. And I'm gonna do a little bit of onion. I'm such a big onion fan on burgers. And there we go. Juicy, perfect burger, perfectly cooked, all the delicious toppings, cheesy, and coming out. Once you take a bite and try this, you won't care that it's a square. It doesn't have to be a circle, everyone. And look how many burgers you made so quickly. This is gonna be a mess, isn't it? I should get a plate. Check out that burger action. This looks absolutely fantastic. I just love this method. Perfect. For a party, weeknight dinner, this is a go-to.